Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel Dr. Sreenivas Medical Concepts and my FB page Dr. Sreenivas Concepts. This is Dr. Sreenivas, neurologist from Andhra Pradesh, India. I am also the medical author of the book Focused Neurology. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, the caloric test. The caloric test and the vestibulo-ocular reflex. What is vestibulo-ocular reflex? It moves the eyes at an equal velocity but in the direction opposite to the head movement. Vestibulo-ocular reflex moves the eyes with equal magnitude but in the direction opposite to the movement of the head. That means if I move my head to the right, I stimulate my vestibular apparatus and it connects with the medial rectus of the third nerve on the right side with the lateral rectus on the sixth nerve, and the eyes will move towards the opposite side. So the head movement to one side, eye movements to the opposite side, but the magnitude will be equal. This is vestibulo-ocular reflex. Why should we have the vestibulo-ocular reflex? To make the images appear sharp and remain focused on the fovea. For example, I look at the pen and I turn and I keep looking at the pen, but I turn my head, and along with my head, if my eyes also moves and do not look at the pen, the image appears blurred. And therefore, when I turn my head to the right side, my eyes should turn to the left side, focusing on the pen so that the image appears sharp on the fovea. Right. So, how are the ways we can test this vestibulo-ocular reflex? There are basically four methods by which we can test vestibulo-ocular reflex. One is the oculocephalic reflex or the doll's eye movement. Second is the head thrust test. Third is the dynamic visual acuity. And fourth is the caloric test. So we test it by these four methods. One is the oculocephalic reflex. Primarily, this is used in the evaluation of comatose patients. When we turn the head to the right side, the vestibular apparatus gets stimulated and the eyes get pushed to the left side. So in a comatose patient, we turn the head to the right side, seeing whether the eyes are moving to the left side, and we turn the head to the left side to see whether the eyes move to the right side. If the eyes are able to move of the same equal magnitude but in the opposite direction, it indicates the intactness of the brainstem. That means 8th nerve in the medulla-pontomedullary junction to the 3rd nerve in the midbrain and the 6th nerve in the pons. So basically we are testing the midbrain, pons and medulla oblongata. So the intactness of the brainstem. So as long as this reflex is intact, that means the brainstem reflexes are intact. We test in comatose patients. In awake patients, it is up to me to look wherever I want. For example, when I want to look to the right side, I can look to the right side with my eyes moving to the right side, or I can look to the right side with my eyes moving to the left side. So a conscious patient, he can move the eyes in whichever direction he wants. But in a comatose patient, this oculocephalic reflex is well seen. As the consciousness slowly comes down and down, this reflex becomes more and more apparent. So you basically see this and test this reflex in comatose patient, oculocephalic reflex. Right. The second way of testing the oculocephalic reflex is head thrust test. So when the vestibule is acting well, it has got a tendency to push everything to the opposite side. For example, if my left vestibular apparatus is acting well, is functioning well, it will push my eyes to the right side, my body to the right side, my limbs also to the right side. And therefore, if my vestibular apparatus is hypoactive, the eyes will move towards the same side. So what happens in head thrust test? We give a pen or any object, ask him to fix on the object. So when I turn my head to the right side, my eyes should go to the left and keep fixing on the object. But in persons who have VOR being affected, for example, imagine my left vestibular apparatus is affected. When I turn to the left, my eyes also will move along with my head, and therefore I miss the target. So to catch up the target, I immediately turn to right side. This is known as catch-up saccade. So if you see catch-up saccade, it indicates that the vestibular apparatus on that particular side is hypoactive and that the vestibular ocular reflex is affected. So this is a diagrammatic representation. When we ask the person to look at the object, when the VOR, when the vestibular apparatus is affected, he misses the target and it goes beyond the target along with the head movements. So to again catch up the target, the eyes return back and tries to catch up. This is known as catch-up saccade. So if we see the catch-up saccade, it indicates that the vestibular apparatus on that particular side is hypoactive. This is known as head thrust test. The other way we test the vestibulo-ocular reflex is the dynamic visual acuity. The vestibulo-ocular reflex allows the patient to read eye. The vestibulo-ocular reflex allows the eyes to read any particular material even when the head is shaken. Even when my head is shaken, the object appears clear, because the moment my head is shaken to left side, my eyes goes to the right side. When my head is shaken to the right side, my eyes goes to the left side. So even when I shake my head, the object appears clear, the written object. But in persons with vestibular ocular reflex being impaired, the moment we shake the head, he is not able to focus clearly because the VOR is impaired. So when the head is turned to the right, the eyes do not move with equal magnitude to the opposite side, and therefore it misses the target, and therefore the vision appears blurred, the object appears blurred. In fact, if it falls 3 lines below the expected, the supposed to be seen target, that indicates the person has got dynamic visual acuity. We measure the visual acuity before performing the test and then shake his head and ask him to read. If he is not able to read the 3rd line below because of the blurring of the image, because of the defective VOR, that means there's a presence of dynamic visual acuity. It indirectly implies that the vestibulo-ocular reflex is affected. So this is known as oscillopsia. Oscillopsia is image appears blurred when there's a movement. For example, we may be going in the car and may be looking on the board signs, but generally we are able to read the board signs well even when we travel in the car. But persons with defective VOR, the eyes do not move in an equal magnitude opposite to the head movement, and therefore the signs on the board appears blurred when the person is in motion, for example traveling in the car. So this is known as oscillopsia, the visual blurring of the environment when the person is in motion. So this is dynamic visual acuity. So the presence of dynamic visual acuity is another way of testing vestibulo-ocular reflex. Finally, we have the caloric test response. We need to remember an acronym COWS: cold, opposite, warm, same. As I said, when the vestibular apparatus is stimulated, the eyes will go to the opposite side. When I turn my head to the left side, the eyes will go to the right side. It gets connected to the medial rectus on the left side and lateral rectus on the right side. So it turns to the right side, but the frontal cortex will try to push it to the opposite side. So that the movement, the tonic movement is by the brainstem, the corrective saccade is by frontal cortex, frontal eye fields area number 8. So here we test by putting the warm water and cold water. But before that, the procedure is that the patient who is lying supine, we ask him to flex 30 degrees and ask him to come forwards so that the horizontal canal becomes vertical. And then we give large volumes of ice water, about 30 to 60 ml. So we put warm water and cold water. Warm water will stimulate the vestibular apparatus. Cold water will inhibit the vestibular apparatus and make it hypoactive. Now let's see what happens when we give warm water. Warm water will stimulate the eyes, will stimulate the vestibular apparatus. Warm water. So when we put warm water in the left vestibular apparatus, it is akin to stimulation of the vestibular apparatus when my head is turned to left side. So when we put warm water, it connects the third nerve medial rectus on the left side and lateral rectus on the right side, and the eyes will move towards the opposite side. Stimulation, but there will be corrective nystagmus on the opposite side because of the frontal cortex. So when we put warm water in an awake patient, conscious patient, the nystagmus with the fast components will be towards the irrigated side, and the tonic deviation of the eyes away from the side of the lesion. So when we put warm water, there is tonic deviation of the eyes away from the side of stimulation. This is shows the intactness of the brainstem. The medial rectus, third nerve, and lateral rectus, sixth nerve, connection with the eighth nerve. So we test the integrity of the brainstem, but the corrective nystagmus is because of the frontal cortex. So as long as the frontal cortex is intact, there will be corrective nystagmus. So if we put warm water, the beating, the fast component is onto the same side. The next is we put cold water. Cold water will act as if it is going to inhibit the vestibular apparatus. It is going to make the vestibular apparatus hypoactive. So when we put there, the nystagmus with fast component will be away from the irrigated lesion. So when we put cold water, that means we are making this hypoactive. This side will be active. So eyes will be stimulated towards the affected side. Eyes will move towards the affected side, but the nystagmus will be towards the opposite side. So corrective second. So the tonic deviation of the eyes towards the side of the lesion, but the nystagmus with fast component will be away from the irrigation side. So the nystagmus will show the intactness of the cortex, that is especially the frontal cortex, and the tonic deviation shows the intactness of the brainstem. So by caloric stimulation, we can find out whether the vestibular apparatus is intact or not, and the vestibular ocular reflex is intact or not. So vestibular ocular reflex is very important to maintain the sharpness of the object on the fovea. And how we test vestibular ocular reflex is by four methods. One is the oculocephalic reflex, or Doll's head movement or Doll's eye movement. Second is the head thrust test. Third is the dynamic visual acuity, and fourth is the Calorie test. So these are the ways by which we test the vestibular ocular reflex. I hope you have enjoyed listening to my lecture. If you have liked it, enjoyed it, if you have any comments or suggestions, please post onto my YouTube channel. But please like and subscribe my YouTube channel, Dr. Sreenivas Medical Concepts, and my FB page, Dr. Sreenivas Concepts. Thank you. Bye.